What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Nonsense live stream. It's Yaga. And do the audio check. And we're good. All right. So welcome. And today, the title of this stream is called Life is Now. And that's always true. Life is right now. I remember when I was a kid, I was always waiting, to become an adult. And I think this is probably the only time in life where things are true, because the transcendence in from childhood to adulthood is kind of exciting, because I look forward to being able to do adult things, drive a car, things like that, get into places, because I wasn't old enough yet. And here we go. Fucking, I don't like what we're doing here, but I was always waiting for the next end result, right? I was always waiting for the next age. I was like, I'm 6. I can't wait to be 7, 9. I can't wait to be 10. I'm in double-digit years, right? I was always waiting. Life seemed to be always waiting for me, and I know that's what a lot of people worry about. They're always waiting for the next thing. They're always waiting to graduate school. They're always waiting for the right person in life. They're always waiting to move forward. Life is now. That's it. Everything you've ever done, it's always whatever you're doing in that moment. That now is life, and that's all there is. There'll never be the ideal person, job, relationship. Anything external can't fill this fulfilling feeling inside that you're seeking. You already have it. It's already in you. We all have it, and that's life. Life. We already have everything. So what's the goal? Like, what do you strive for? Anything you want, right? Have a family, have kids, love on them, be good to your neighbors, treat people with kindness, respect, just like treat people how you would be treated. I was talking with some friends today, and we were, that's the common theme that a lot of people says, like, you have to treat other people the way you want to be treated, And how do you do that? Love, kindness, courtesy, but you can't expect anybody to do the same thing to you. And a lot of people fall short because they get selfish, self-centered, and they go, well, I'm treating people this way. How come I'm not being treated this way? And see, that's the wrong way to go about it, because then you're thinking about, what do you get out of it? And it's not about what you get, because you already have everything you need. You have it. It's about growing to learn that you don't need as much external stuff as you thought you once did, right? I used to have these grandiose ideas of where I wanted to be, what I wanted to be, what I wanted to accumulate in time, money, things like that, and stuff, and all this shit. And I never really knew what I wanted to do as a career path, because I never saw myself doing something just for the sake of doing it, to get money, to get stuff. Because that whole concept of just working in order to pay mortgages and buy things wasn't something I was, was my ideal life, though I know it's how we live in this world, but it wasn't my ideal life of, like, that's what I strive to live my life for. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh man, I can't wait to just, have that house and car and that mortgage and be in debt, and that'll be it. And then when I'm 65, retire. It's like, no, dude, life is now. You have the ability to make your life however you want it right now. Okay. You have to do the things you need to do on a daily basis today. And I've done this myself. People never think they have enough money or time. Time's the only thing you have. And that's one thing that runs out. It's the most valuable currency there is, which is time. So you have to use the time wisely, and you have to choose things. And sometimes you have to go through these hard roads and realize the things that you were striving for. Once you get there, then what? Right? I had a friend on YouTube. I watched he did like an hour live stream yesterday, and I was watching it this morning, and he was talking about his biggest dream was to make movies. and make a movie. He did that a couple years ago, and now he's just like, now what do I do? Because there's this crazy notion that if you get to this end result of something, and I've been guilty of this, that if I get to this one point, everything in life is going to be okay. Then I will have made it. Then I will have hit the high road and I'll be sailing free and not a care in the world. It's like, no, you achieve something, right? But that's not it. Now, what are you going to do for the next 40 years of life, right? Are you going to continue to just repeat the same experience you've already done, which is continuously make movies? Or are you going to try new things? Like in my own life, things that I've loved to do always shift into something else. Like I have to be doing something creatively that makes me expand on things I'm not good at. Like coming up here in the near future, I'm going to be doing a bunch of like housing projects, right? I'm going to be painting a lot of shit, staining for wood and cabinets and all kinds of do-it-yourself fucking house projects, right? But I am excited to do it. Have I done it? I've painted stuff before, but have I changed like a faucet out in the sink? No, but I'm gonna do it because I want to. It's something I haven't done. It's something that I can get practice in to become better at doing it. It's fulfilling to me to test how my abilities are in life, right? To see where I've gone. I've already talked about this a bunch of times where I lived my dream job too. So like my friend here on YouTube, I lived my dream experience several years ago where I ran an entertainment venue with some of my best friends, and that was my dream. That was my ultimate goal. Like when I was in a band playing gigs and all this stuff, I thought it was one day the ultimate goal would be to own an entertainment venue, and I lived it. And I don't have it anymore. Life's not over, life's continue, but I've had that experience. I know what it was like. I have lived the dream that I fantasized, romanticized, and put on this grandiose just picture in my mind. And then I lived it. And then I realized it was awesome. I do not regret anything. And I loved every moment of it. And I soaked it in every second I was there. All the work, all the sweat, all the everything. Why? Because that was it. You know, the journey to get to these points is a lot of the time you discover a lot about yourself, right? You know, I'm going to discover a lot about myself as I do these little housing projects, taking faucets out and shit like that. You know, I don't know, but I'm learning how to do it. Why not? I'm not scared. You know, the worst thing that happens is like, oh, I got to fucking read. Who cares? You know, I'm not scared to do it. I want to continue. I have to take my creative growing energy and put it somewhere else to strive to be a better version of myself, right? So I've already lived my dream. So right now, my life is as subjective and do anything I want to do. You know, people are like, don't you want more money? I'm like, I don't give a fuck about money. Okay. Money is a means to an end that just gets me what I need to do in life. We have to use it to live, but I used to just work for money, you know, and I became hollow. I became selfish, self-centered, and it took away parts of my soul that luckily I got it back, but it's like, I know what not to do from my own experience. Cause one, I don't lie to myself. I know myself and I'm honest and that's it. So life is always in the now, no matter where you're at. If you're sitting waiting in the oil change room at a mechanic's to get your oil changed, that's the now. So make the best of it. Is there a person around you? You could talk to that person, get to know them. I don't know, read a magazine, do something, get off your fucking cell phone, right? Too many people on those things, but not everybody, right? But he's sucked into those soul suckers. So you have an opportunity for you. And it comes down to willingness, right? And I'm here to tell you, if you have these grand ideas that if you get somewhere, then you're going to be okay, I'm here to tell you that is a lie. Because even when you get there, let's say you do, let's say you live your dream, right? Let's say you get to that point of the thing you've been striving for your whole life. You have to keep working. You have to maintain it. It's not just like you get it, you sit back and go, well, now I guess I just get to collect my paychecks. It's like there's even more work involved to maintain that dream. Once you've achieved it, you can't just stop. Unless those dreams are just seeing if you want to do something. Like, I want to see if I can stain cabinets in a kitchen. So I'm going to fucking do it. And I'm going to start it, process it, and then finish it. And then that's something that's done once it's done, right? But if you want to like own a business or you have to always keep working And not just working to make money. You have to keep working in order to grow as a person, to live life to its fullest. If you don't have a family, get a family. get a nice lady, put her ring on her finger, settle down, have some kids. You'll have fun. You'll have plenty to learn about it yourself then. And people are like, well, kids change everything. I'm like, but kids aren't kids forever. They're little human beings. They will grow up. They will become adults too. And then maybe do some decent stuff in the world and inspire and mentor other people, right? Life's about mentoring, inspiring, and encouraging people, but also loving onto others, right? You need everything. You need the crazy people who just want to like have no soul, but have all the gold like a smog dragon sitting on there, like in The Hobbit. And just, this is all mine, and not give it to anybody else. But then you also need the person who doesn't give a shit about money at all and just will give you the shirt off their back, even if it's their only shirt, right? Because no matter where you go, there you are. That is your life in that moment. You want to get to Hawaii one day, then fucking do it. Just do it. Go. Figure out what you can do today to get to that point. How much money do you need to save to get a plane ticket, and how long till you can get there? And just go. Don't think about like, well, when I have enough money, or when I get to a certain job, or when I become old and retired. No, now. If that's something you strive for now, do it. Because I'm telling you, even if you get to your dream point, you get your PH fucking D, and you spent $200,000 on a college piece of paper, it's not going to lead you to the light. It just doesn't. You're going to miss a lot of life along the way, but I'm not saying that experience isn't for nothing. Absolutely not. Even that experience, just like my experience of living up and being able to achieve my dream, folks. If I couldn't make it in a band, my dream was to have an entertainment venue because I love seeing people have fun. I like people getting out of their heads for a little while and just joking and having a good time, comedy, music, whatever, entertainment, right? I like that. It's a distraction and a little ease off of little steam that you need to get off because of your daily life. You're working a hard job. You're providing for your family. People need the other side of the balance, right? You have to have a good time. You can't always be serious, so don't take yourself too seriously. But you can't always be a goofball, thing. You have to find some level of content in life. So, in the now, right? Think about, there was a topic, I don't go to church. I don't want to. I never liked it. I grew up Catholic and all that stuff, right? But some people find the need to go to church. Why? They're trying to become a better version of themselves the best way they know. And at least that's an effort to find that. Do you get a lot out of church? I mean, for me personally, I don't. But that's also if I go into that church thinking I'm not going to learn something, hear something that might benefit me, and not even just benefit me. Maybe it's something I need to hear. Maybe it's something I wasn't thinking about. Maybe it's something I wasn't feeling that I need to reflect on. And that's okay. And that happened. I remember a couple months ago, I went to church with my lady's grandparents because we were visiting them, and they wanted us to go, and we all went. And I don't want to go, but I went because it's not about me; it's about what I can do for them, and it meant a lot to them to go. And I went there, and I'm open ears and open mind, and I'm kind of looking around, just picking the place apart. But there were things said at that service that I did resonate, that made me turn my wheels a little bit in a good way. So if I went into that thing thinking I'm just fucking wasting my time, now you could be. There's a lot of things to waste time on. You know what wasting your time really is? Wasting your time is, watching two full seasons of a show on Netflix and just binge watching. That's wasting time, guys. That's hours of time you'll never get back that you could be focusing on something that is beneficial to you. And it's like, do you want to watch the show? It's like, I've seen the show, right? I used to be so into entertainment and movies. I did. I lived them. I loved them. I quoted movies. I pretty much didn't even know who I was. I was a walking movie, just blabbing shit I grew up on and all this stuff. And then I realized, holy fuck, I'm like living my life through entertainment, right? I'm not actually saying what I truly feel or think or believe or any of that stuff. Today I do. And I like I said, you have to balance it. If it's late at night, yeah, I want to watch a movie. Like it's Christmas, I want to watch White Christmas or something like that. Or now it's getting into Halloween season. Yeah, I want to watch a cheesy Friday the 13th movie just to laugh. But do I have to do it? No, I've already seen it. I know what happens. I don't need to waste my time rehashing out old ideas and things I've already experienced, right? I've already experienced that. What haven't I experienced in life yet that I want to? Oh, changing a faucet out in a sink. It sounds ridiculous, right? But that's still an experience that I have not done yet. I haven't had kids yet. I want to have children one day, right? I want a family. I want that lineage to grow. That's something that's dear to me. Um, there's things like that. People, if you just strive for financial success, you will crash and burn inside your head and your soul. For some reason, you just will. That's why, we wonder why we live in an age. We literally have everything we've ever needed, more than we wanted, but yet people's anxiety and depression is through the fucking roof, and we can't figure out why. Oh, I know why, and I'm going to tell you why. And that's not a place of arrogance. It's a place of my own personal experience. It's from selfish, self-centered seeking things that every external experience you've already done one way or another, whether it be through sex, money, external forces bringing you into your life, movies, entertainment, whatever. That's all just things that you repeat and indulge in, and they do bring you some sense of joy and stability, but not really. What about growing your own tomato in your garden, right? You planted that, you watered it, you grew it, then you get to eat it. That's a process that's more fulfilling and has a deeper connection with the laws of the universe than fucking, clicking a button. That's nothing. Doing that's nothing. That's nothing. It's done for you. So a lot of people are lost. They're lost in their ability of purpose because I like to think human beings, we all grew up with purposeful lives, some way. But when everything's done for you, when everything is given to you, what do you do other than indulge in all the play, right? So life is in the now, but you have to recognize what is reality and what is just some fantasy shit. The life's on the Facebooks and Instagrams. I saw an article this morning about Facebook wanting to, censor hate speech, some changes coming. It's like, you know what? They can't censor truth. Okay. That's what they're trying to do. And the truth is the truth. Get a family, love a woman, have some kids, give back to people, care about others. You're fine. That's life. Life is now. That's it. You already have it. You're like, what do I have to achieve? You got it. You're born. You exist. That is life. That is awesome. That's a miracle. That is already winning, right? Life. So everything else you do now is subjective, right? To have a fulfilling, great life, I believe you have to be honest with yourself, honest with others, tell the truth, try to keep an open mind, and a willingness. That's it. Those three things. And everything else, great. Hey, I want to, and you don't have to live in fear. I'm like, if I fuck up this table when I go to paint it, I can repaint it. It's not the end of the world. I don't need to get pissed about it. I laugh about it. I joke about it in a different way. I have to change my perception. How do I do that? By being in the now everywhere I go, whether that's at the grocery store, and it's a constant practice. I can't look across that cash register and be like, oh, that poor person. No, that person's got a story. They came from somewhere. Why do they dye their hair red? I want it. It's like things like people come from somewhere. You can't dismiss that just because you're in your own head. You have to practice trying to look at it from other people's perspectives. And then that way it actually enhances your own way of life. Your life becomes actually less stressful, more enjoyable, and you're not depressed. The more you do for other people, the less depressed you are. The more you think about yourself, and the more you're not getting what you want, and every time you don't get what you want, that's when anxiety and depression kicks in. You already have everything. You have it all. I don't have enough money. How much money do you need to survive? $1 million. Here's $1 million. but it's not $2 million. And you know what I mean? It's never enough. Know that, accept that it'll never be enough. There'll never be enough sex, money, drugs, cars, whatever external thing you need, it'll never be enough. To enjoy life at its best is be in the now wherever you're at. You know? My lady's grandmother passed away this past weekend. I only knew her, a short amount of time in my life. But the time I knew her, she was good to me. She liked me. I liked her. We had good conversations. And she lived a hell of a life at 89 years old, a fulfilling life. At the end of her life, I talked about this. She said, well, I wasn't going to live forever, and I'm just grateful to be here. Her mindset at that state, she knew what life was about, was just being in the now and loving and caring about other people. She took her granddaughter in when she had another. She's a loving lady. She did it. And yeah, flaws in everybody because we're not perfect, but we're also trained in this world to want shit that we don't necessarily need. We are programmed and trained to want money, glory, wealth, success, all this shit. But what is success? See, to me, success is actually being able to say, you know what? I'm going to refinish all this furniture myself and see if I can do it rather than buy furniture that's already done or pay somebody to do it. I'm going to see if I can do it. Boom. I'm going to do it. And then you do it. And then it's not a, hey, everybody, look what I did. It's more like, all right, that was awesome. What's on to the next thing now? Because I know I can do it. I just have to take the actions to get there, right? What's something I know I can't do or I'm not willing to do? I am not willing to say climb Mount Everest. Will I be one day? Probably not. I have no desire to climb up a mountain I might die on. But that's me. Some people, in all honesty, I think it's either they think they need to live to get to the top of that mountain. You think climbing Everest, you're going to live? And some people who climbed it will probably be like, it was it probably was. For your experience, it was. But I don't think I need to do that to live. I honestly don't. I think I just need to be wherever I'm at with whoever I'm at that point in time. And how can I help people? Honestly. And that's it. The more you're in the now, the more your life becomes manageable and less stressful. It's like every time you think if you're wherever you're at, if all you're thinking about is where you need to be, where you got to go, I got to There's nothing wrong with planning, but I heard a great quote today of a good tip of advice that somebody said, a friend of mine said, you can make plans, but you can't plan results. That's fucking brilliant. It really is. It's profound. You can make all these plans. You can make plans to, go to college, graduate, have a blah, 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 but you can't plan results. See, I think that's why a lot of these ideas you got to let go of, because a lot of people get these weird, crazy fucking ideas in their head. And hold on. Hello. What's that? Matthew, yep. Doing well. Yeah, if you called me now, then there's a phone service. Yeah. Correct. Oh yeah, yeah. This will be the best number to reach me at then. Okay. Okay, perfect. So everything's good then. Okay, thank you so much for that. All right, bye-bye. All right, see, that was the now. That was my storage unit calling me, and I had just paid the rent for that the other day. And I even went there in person yesterday, made sure they got the money because nobody was at the office. I had to put it in a little slot. That was them calling. So immediately, as I see their number calling me, I had a sense of what the fuck is this? So I picked up, and it's the guy just letting me know that there's no number, and there was no phone number connected to my account. But then I'm like, but you just called me. So, and I've changed lockers a couple times into like a new one just recently. And I share it with one locker. My sister's on that account. So he calls me they got new software and they had to update the phone number. Everything's okay. I'm all paid up. I'm not getting my shit repoed on locker storage wars. But see, I'm laughing about that. But for a couple seconds there, I was a little bit worried. I was like, what the hell? Because I was just there. But I listened to what the guy was saying. I let him explain himself rather than me jump to a conclusion, which was what the hell is going on. But it was kind of funny. They said there's no account. And I'm like, you just called me. There's a number on there. So he's like, well, the other numbers get wiped out and this one got there. He explained it. See that? Prime example of being in the now. I almost didn't want to pick it up because I'm in the middle of the stream. But here we are. So, lesson learned, guys. Always be in the now. That took more time than I wanted. But if I was selfish, I would have been like, I could let it go to voicemail. But yeah, I've got a lot of shit in storage, so we'll see. God, I always found myself waiting to be on the next chapter, right? The next chapter in life. Like, am I going to get married, have kids? And even when I get there, then that's still going to be work, right? Even when I have that, I'll be working on stuff always. It's never just like, well, I could sit back and do stuff. It's like now I'm going to be, moving into a new place with all these projects. And I'm like, I got my work cut out for me for a little while. Like those projects are going to take up time, but they're not going to take forever. It's going to be a short amount of time in retrospect, but it's not going to be every day. Once you fucking paint a room, there goes a decade. You're going to be fine. So, see, I like that. Life is in the now. No coincidences, guys. There are no coincidences in this world. I am convinced. I've had way too much stuff happen in my life that has made me realize the reality of things. And so I know there are no coincidences. But yeah, that was cool. Other than that, how we all doing? So you got to pay attention to your surroundings and the world around you because that is the now. Whether you're at work, you're with your family, just you sitting at a park bench, whatever. You need to just be wherever you're at. I love getting out into just for a little bit some nature and remembering how beautiful the world is as soon as I walk outside. So I used to love to be inside so much. Like, I just want to be inside. I don't want to be outside. I don't want to hike. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to be in the world of things and stuff. But then I realize, the world is beautiful and you got to soak it in while you can, man. Doesn't mean I want to go hiking up Mount Everest because I don't. No, thank you. But if you do, I admire you for doing that. If that's what you need to do in that next journey of your life, fucking do it, man. But I'm going to tell you, even that's an external thing that won't fulfill you. It's one thing to like make a project. It's not like, if I can I cut some wood and put it together? Yeah, I probably can, but it's not, that's not what I'm trying to do to be fulfilled. But I just like to know it's something else. I've already lived my dream. So what do? I'm living now. So you have to live is my point. You have to constantly live. And I'm not talking about on the internet, posting shit, getting all squirrely about what's going on in the politics world. Because none of it's not reality. And people who make their life about reality, because I know I used to live my life via movies and TV shows, and that's all I had to talk about. And now I just don't care. I watch no television. I don't give a fuck what's happening in the political world because none of those people that you see up there, even our own president, they're not running the show, guys. They're not. The people that run the show are not them. They're the people that we think run the show. Now, if you want to do something that you can, if you really are into politics, try local politics. That's where you can do some work. You can figure out stuff locally. Do that. Other than that, the people that you see, the president, and all that's let it go. It has nothing to do with your. What are you doing in your life? Your life is now. Don't waste time on that shit. Don't waste time because you don't get time back. And I frittered away my 20s, man. I just fucking my youth. I just fucking partied and drank and I indulged in shit, but I didn't necessarily. I learned so much though in my experiences. It wasn't all bad. Like I got to jam with awesome, amazing musicians. I got to record in a recording studio. I got to do all these great things, and the experience is what I get to share with people. And through all of it, I realized life is just wherever you're at in the now. There's no light. You have it. Once you were born, you're like, I need to get to this point in my. You have it. If you exist, you already have it. If you don't know what you want, you have it. It's already there. So embrace it. Don't live in fear. Be honest with yourself and others, and you'll be able to unlock such great happiness and joy in your life. And I can't put it into words until you experience it for yourself. And then you just keep going. Don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged, but be honest with yourself. I want to be a rock star. Probably not going to happen. It may, but out of the 300 million people in just this country alone, it's probably not going to happen. So you got to learn to be honest with yourself and not get so deflated when these things don't happen, right? But sometimes you have to go through those fires to get to the lights, right? And you have to get burned to heal. You have to see the dark to appreciate the light. You have to go through this stuff. But it doesn't necessarily, but I think a lot of people, as generations have progressed and things have become more available, more people realize that as they got older, when they hit grandparent age, they realize everybody just take it easy, relax a little. We don't got to be so ridiculous like we were in our youth. But I think since everything's so rapid now, like me, I'm 35 and it's like, shit, I'm already I know how to slow down, take it easy, relax, no problem. I go to sleep at a decent hour and read a book. That's now. And I see some people 20, 30 years my senior, and they are just still fucking mentality of a 12-year-old, And that's okay. But they're realizing now, holy shit, I spent 40 years worrying and how much life did I miss, So life is always now. Always. Right now. So what are you going to do today to get to where you are? What are you going to plan for? Are you going to always wait until everything's okay, till everything's just perfect before you make that crucial decision? No, fucking do it. Have kids. Have a family. It'll all work itself out. You just have to let it go that you're the one who's going to be the one spinning the wheels, right? Just let it go. Let it go. Get out of your own way. Let it go. Practice. Every time your mind trails off when you're with somebody and you're thinking about what you need to do and you're engaged in conversation, bring it back to the conversation. Just bring it back. That's a way you can practice that. Get off the fucking phones. Communicate with your neighbors. Get to know them if you haven't already. Talk to the people around you, around your general vicinity. Fuck the world. Do what you can around you and your own people, that are within your relative close distance, right? It starts with you and it goes out. Know thyself. Know who you are. Know what you want. Then get it. And if you're a genuine, loving, caring person who's honest with themselves and isn't just super indulged in that, and you haven't sold your soul, you'll know the truth when it hits you, and you'll know what to do as time progresses. And there's some people that strive for all the money and stuff, but if you step back and look at it, and the beautiful thing about the internet and the age of technology is we get to see into the lives of the people that we used to just think, behind those closed gates with all the money, we're like, oh man, I bet you everything's so nice there on Strawberry Hill with all the strawberry syrup and pancakes and everything else and all the tits and the money. And then you realize that's a facade. It's not real. Those people are in hell. The true glory is the people who don't have that. Being alive is enough. Now just live. Help other people, serve other people, get outside your own selfish bullshit, and things that you want will come to you one way or another. And when they do come to you, don't look at it as a way of, man, this is what I deserve for all my hard shit. No, my work. No, you got to look at it as like, I am so fucking grateful. And I cannot believe that this is happening. You have to be in the business of saying thank you, not fuck you. Don't take yourself too seriously, guys. I'm out.